Glad you're with us here. Matt Lee joins us, and we are talking open houses, specifically how to protect yourself. Matt Lee came across a recent article on the Real Estate Corporation of Ontario website. Welcome, Matt.
Yeah.
Warning people, this is interesting.
Yeah, so when you're setting up to do an open house, I mean, people want to look at it, try to get as many people through their home as possible, advertise it, market it. The one thing they have to remember is security. And, looking at the RICO site, there was an article that kind of caught my eye. A couple in Oshawa was arrested with $500,000 in merchandise in their house of people's property.
They haven't moved it yet. They haven't sold it.
That was collected after the police went through the whole investigation. It was all collected from open houses.
So somehow they had aligned, or they had realized that all these people with things missing from their homes during open houses, this one couple was at them all.
Yeah, so they started, and it's easy, to track if people are doing sign-in sheets, or if they're doing, so there's different ways of doing it. So I personally do sign-in sheets. I think it's a good idea, just to have a record. And they do recommend that. You can go on the RICO site, which is reco.on.ca, and it does have tips and how to deal with that. They ask that you remove all medications because people do sell pills nowadays. I mean, it's just one of those things that does happen. They ask you to remove all small jewelry, anything that's easy to grab and put in your pocket, because all of a sudden if a couple comes in and they've kind of set this whole scheme up, and one's talking to the person that's advertising the home in one spot and the other person's walking away, it's easy for them to grab something if that's what they plan to do.
There was a story in Kingston I read last year, I think it was. I don't know the specifics, but basically it was a couple. One of them would distract the real estate agent while the other one went off and grabbed some jewelry.
Yeah, just because we're a smaller community than Oshawa doesn't mean that it couldn't happen here. I mean, I didn't personally read that article, but it is very possible, and it could happen. It very well might have. Like if you said it was in the wake, I believe, or something. It's something that can happen anywhere, and you just want to make sure that your stuff is protected. And I mean, they talk about doing inventory on certain smaller items if you're going to leave it in the house. But I just suggest either having a safe. Put all your jewelry in there, and then in regards to medications, take them with you.
Papers too, I would think, just in case?
Yeah, so visas, credit cards, anything like that, make sure that they're not visible. I would probably put them in a file, lock the filing cabinet, because if they're going to get a number off of that, then they might be able to swipe the credit card.
Did you ever see the movie I Love You Man, where the one guy is always holding this open house, and there's one other guy is always going to them for the free sandwiches?
Yes, yeah. I did see it.
You ever have a guy like that show up?
I don't think I offer enough. I think I just offer chocolates. I don't think that I have a whole food plate, so I don't get those people.
That's a good scam, though. Yeah. I'm hungry. I'm going to open the house
go
and
for lunch.
Have some free sandwiches. Okay, Matt, thanks for that. Great advice. Very important things to learn if you are having an open house. If you need to get a hold of Matt for any particular reason, here's how to get a hold of him.